Hello, welcome back. In the quiet hum of a family gathering, a storm was brewing beneath the surface, ready to erupt into chaos. Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin faced each other, their expressions taut with emotion. The arguments in the room had mounted to a crescendo, and soon that tension would spill over into a confrontation no one was prepared for. Friends and family exchanged glances, silently gauging the situation, unsure of how to intervene as the air around them thickened with unresolved issues, and pent-up frustration.Jim's reputation for having a fiery temper preceded him. And that night, it was on full display as he and Chrissy launched into a heated argument. The stakes were high, their relationship had been tested time and again, and now this was yet another pivotal moment. Chrissy's voice rose above the rest, infused with a mix of anger and disbelief as she tried to assert herself. "You think you can just talk to me like that?" she shouted, shaking with emotion. "You've crossed a line." Jim's frustration boiled over, and he shot back, his voice a thunderous bark filled with indignation. "You don't get to dictate how I handle things." The tension escalated as he stepped closer, his eyes narrowing with rage. And then, in a shocking move, he slapped Chrissy across the face. The audible crack of flesh against flesh reverberated through the room, leaving a stunned silence in its wake. Everyone present gasped, their expressions a mix of disbelief and horror. Chrissy stumbled back, her hand rising instinctively to her cheek, shock rapidly transmuting into a potent fury. "You've lost your mind," she yelled, her voice now a potent mixture of outrage and disbelief. The atmosphere in the room shifted dramatically. It was no longer just a disagreement, but a tested boundary that had been irrevocably crossed. As the tension grew, Jim's son, watching helplessly from the sidelines, could no longer bear to witness the unfolding chaos. His voice rang out firm, concerned, and filled with indignation. "Dad, that's enough. You can't treat her like that." Stepping forward, he faced his father with unyielding determination. "Stay out of this," Jim snapped, his tone icy, but his son stood his ground, unwavering in the face of his father's anger. "No, I won't. You can't just hit her and expect everything to be okay." His words were filled with a blend of disappointment and concern, a young man forced to confront the harsh realities of his father's behavior. "You're better than this, Dad," he continued, imploring Jim to realize the gravity of the moment. The emotions in the room were palpable, swirling around them like a storm cloud threatening to break. Jim's incredulity was evident as he echoed his son's words, disbelief washing over his features. "Better than this? You think you know how to run my life? I'm the one who makes the rules here." His voice, laced with anger, rose again as he attempted to assert control over a situation spiraling out of his grasp. "You're making a huge mistake," Jim's son replied, shaking his head with disappointment. "This isn't how you handle problems. You're pushing everyone away." Still reeling from the slap, Chrissy cautiously stepped forward, her voice steadier now, as if fueled by a newfound resolve. "You need to listen to him, Jim. This is toxic, and I won't stand for it anymore." Her tone was defiant, and she stood with a strength that surprised even herself. Encouraged by Chrissy's courage, Jim's son pointed toward the door, declaring with conviction, "If you think this is okay, maybe you need to leave." "This isn't the man I look up to." The weight of his son's words hung in the air, heavy with unspoken truth. Jim's face flushed deep crimson. Embarrassment and anger clashed within him, a volatile mix of emotions coursing through his veins. "You think you can kick me out of my own house?" he growled, but his son remained resolute, unyielding. "Yes, I can. If this is how you treat the people you love, then you're not welcome here. You need to get your act together." The room buzzed with an electric tension, every onlooker frozen in disbelief. Jim grappled with the confrontation, his son's words resonating in his mind, igniting a flicker of realization within him. For a moment he hesitated, caught between the instinct to lash out again and an emerging awareness of his actions. "Fine," he spat, his voice. "Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe."